A Shakespeare in the Park production of Julius Caesar, in which Caesar resembled President Trump, wrapped up its run this Sunday. Conservatives around the country were up in arms about it, and last week, multiple performances were interrupted by protesters who rushed the stage, including one who said they did it to, quote, protect the president's life. Which brings us to a segment we call Really with Seth and Amy.
Really, protester? Now, let me get this right. You waited in line to get tickets to a play you already hated, and then you watched it for 3 hours, and then you ran on stage to protest, but not the president, but someone who is dressed like the president from getting pretend stabbed with a fake knife. Really?
Really?
I commend you. You know, if you want to change this country, you just can't sit around your house yelling at the TV. You have to get out there and yell at a play. Really? You know what? You've made actors so upset that Daniel Day-Lewis has quit now. You made Lincoln quit.
Really?
Yes. Lincoln was a Republican, Seth. A lot of people don't know that.
Really?
Yeah, really.
And really, if this portrayal was offensive to anyone, it's Caesar. Caesar was beloved by the Roman Empire. To put it another way, he won the popular vote. He was so popular, we don't use his name for pizza, we use it for pizza. The only thing Caesar and Trump have in common is they both have casinos named after them. And really, you could tell that Caesar wasn't really Trump because the Senate stabbed him instead of just passing a healthcare bill.
Also, protesters, this is New York City. If you want to interrupt a play, bring your grandpa and let him unwrap a Werther's candy for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because all you did by running on stage was make a Shakespeare production entertaining for once. Really? When you pulled your stunt, that audience was definitely buzzed on rosé and this close to passing out. All you did was give them an anecdote to tell at their fancy liberal cocktail parties. You know, I was at the Caesar that was interrupted.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
It's amazing. This is so strange.
Also, side really, Shakespeare in the Park. I don't think it was offensive to have a Donald Trump Caesar, but it was a little hacky. I mean, really, if you want to see a Shakespearean drama based on Trump, just watch CNN. Now, if you wanted to do Mice of Men with Pence as George as Trump as Lenny, I would pay to see that. Tell me about the rabbits, Mike. I hear they're the best rabbits. Really. Also, and this is really important, free speech isn't about just protecting speech you like. So if you think it's terrible to interrupt Julius Caesar, you have to think it's terrible to interrupt Ann Coulter, even if you think she's terrible.
And she really is.
Really. And sure, you can make the argument that she's not Shakespeare, but if you shut her down, you give her power. And if you let her talk, you'll find she's much ado about nothing.
Yeah.
Really.
Really. That's true, Seth. I mean, she gets to speak, too. Liberals cannot be hypocrites when it comes to free speech. Neither can conservatives. So, you know, don't whine about this. Be okay with it when Ted Nugent says, President Obama can suck my machine gun. And using my free speech, I'd like to say, you suck, Ted Nugent. Your songs suck. And Cat Scratch Fever is such a dumbass, stupid song, you dick.
Really.
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 So dumb. Your music stinks.
Also, this is great. A conservative pundit tweeted that he was going to hold a production of the Salem witch trials where Hillary was burned at the stake. Cool, cool, except there is no play called the Salem witch trials. You're thinking of The Crucible by Arthur Miller, a play he wrote as an allegory about McCarthyism. There, now you have 3 things to Google.
Also, guess what, bro? You can't burn Hillary at the stake. She's already been burned twice, 2008 and 2016. My bitch is Teflon now. Really?
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 This has been Really with Seth and Amy.